32nd board is sideways, 250 main from Anaheim. Got the Carmichael's right there as well, and Chad Reed sandwiched in between them.
And Reed having to let up just a little bit to play tape, but he can do that obstacle, and Carmichael gets a breath of fresh air.
Michael Byrne comes in, so it's the American out in front, and two Aussies chasing him. Time for the rest of the field. Do not let RC get away. We talked about it before. He's got a master's degree in domination.
20 laps. Well, 19 now.
An all-star lineup as Ricky Carmichael. This is a dead heat. Ricky Carmichael may train harder than anyone else, and Chad Reed is in incredible shape as James Allen doesn't get much better. I guess we can factor in James Bubba Stewart, and that would mix things up just a little bit more. James recovering. Great to have him here, but right now we want to wish him well, healing. And here comes Chad. Oh, and Reed is down. Reed hits just gets the bike started on one kick, but he loses a whole bunch of time to Ricky Carmichael.
Look at Reed. He flipped one of the whoops and then tried to jump up and over. Had to throw the motorcycle away. He gets away.
They're in Anaheim. 250 main. Ricky Carmichael. See if Jeremy can hold him up. Meanwhile, Chad Reed comes through and wonders what could have been the 250 main event from San Francisco. Carmichael does not get the jump he wants this time. Down under Chad Reed's going to pick up the Butterfinger Chris Bolshot. Carmichael slides into second place, so it is somewhat of a reverse of what we had in Phoenix. Who came out of LCQ right now is sitting in fourth place, and then Kevin Windham in fifth, then David Filament, and Heath Voss, and we are off, folks. It's a good one. Hitchers right now is Chad Reed on top as we go through lap number 4. Carmichael sits in second. Michael LaRocco holding on to third, and Kevin Windham now has moved up to fourth. Look at this. Carmichael now closing in on Chad Reed, so he's now closing it down to just about a tenth of a second behind Chad as he comes through. And
this they read an interview with Ricky Carmichael. Ricky said, you know, he definitely thinks it's sometimes easier to follow, but he'd rather be out front. Right now, he's in second behind Reed. He's learning his lights, and he's wanting to attack fast.
Oh, remember, number 22 is the defending 250 champion from last year. Ricky Carmichael did not compete, and there you see it.
Now watch the difference. Here they come.
Reed picked up the whole shot, and Ricky, as Denny pointed out, is just learning his line.
It's taken 4 races, Todd, but we are finally getting the race.
A 259 and maybe a 14 mixed up in that fray.
Well, right now we'll take what we can get, and it's number 22, Chad Reed, looking to break this.
Oh! We go on board with Carmichael. Just
Chad's kind of chopping the corners where Ricky's trying to flow, and right now Reed goes wide, opens the door. I don't know what that was all about. He had to know that Ricky was going to dodge the inside of him right there.
Well, Denny, the last lap, Chad's thinking maybe that's the faster line. I'll try that one.
But then here comes Reed up the inside. Gives Ricky a love bump. An odd. I would have never expected Reed to go wide like that and just open the door that big. I don't know if he just going to say, go ahead, I'm going to watch you for a bit, but you cannot let number 4 get by like that.
Continue to battle, and Chad right now does not want to get desperate, but he's got to start finding a new line or something for Ricky, because they cannot continue to go around like this, because if he does, we just watch Ricky ascend to the top of the podium.
Now I think Chad has kind of stepped up his pace a little bit. We saw it at Phoenix last time.
Carmichael seems a lot more comfortable with his fame, and he's just, the maturity level is definitely showing.
He said he feels comfortable in his skin, and you know,
he's a left-hand turn, and he goes into the history books. Your winner, 250 main event, Ricky Carmichael. Sideways, it's the 250 main from San Diego. Oh, and Chad Reed. Michael settling into second place, Kevin Windham in third. Chad Reed, Cameron, you picked up on that. It looked like Carmichael.
Oh, looking over at each other.
Michael and McGrath, 1 and 2, 250 main from Qualcomm.
And you see Ricky Carmichael grabbing that tear off.
The Carmichael salute. Nice. Qualcomm, you see Jeremy McGrath on the podium as Chad Reed goes to the inside, has the drive and passes him.
On the microphone with the podium. We'll see if he can hold it together. He says he's been working on his training. Remember, he was sore. Reed is that Ricky Carmichael is catching the lappers first, and they don't know that he is there.
Over 2 seconds on Chad Reed. Ricky, a slight bomb right there as he comes to the corner. Look at the lap time, thinking Ricky now has gotten the message. Chad is closing in and closing in fast.
Well, fourth place, Michael LaRocco is just ahead, as is David Filament.
The white flag is out. It's the final lap of the 250 main. Feet down.
Oh, and Ricky Carmichael keeps the momentum in the whoop. But now remember, they're not going to be letting someone go by that easily. They're trying to work around
Chad Reed puts it tight. Lap riders and Chad Reed. And it's Chad Reed who goes to the front. blazing through. Chad Reed brings it down to the woods. Ricky's got a great drive. Oh, Ricky Carmichael's down. The checkered flag in the wind. Chad Reed, your winner in San Diego. And what does that do for them? Unbelievable. He has not turned it around yet. He is still in second on everyone else, and Chad was just coming through. I talked to Ricky earlier, Cameron. He said the most important thing is I protect my championship. 250 main event from Atlanta, off and running. Fonseca gets a great ride, but Chad Reed out. Carmichael's got a great drive as they both hit the triple. Oh my. Incident, remember, Cameron, back in Anaheim where he led a few laps and then he just opened the door wide open for Ricky and let him through. I don't think
we have to do is let's watch the lines where the riders, for these two guys, someone is faster in one spot.
Number 22 on board the Yamaha. Behind him, number 4, Ricky Carmichael, the current points leader. Through and watch Ricky Carmichael this time. I watched him in practice, Cameron, down in this next corner, and he was really protecting the inside.
Skimming, interesting, because I watched Ricky in practice, and when he was skimming, he was coming out of his line just a little bit.
He sees exactly where Ricky is, and he knows he's going to be there all night long.
Section.
I think you're right. Now, here's the whoop section. Chad has been cleaner, blitzing it. Ricky's been skimming him. That time, and that time, Ricky gets a better drive out of the corner, showing Chad a line. He gets to the inside. Ricky shoves him to the outside.
Press out on Chad and takes him wide so Chad can't get in that line. Oh, Ricky almost washing the front.
On that corner, Ricky just dumped it out. He washed out the front tire, and Chad Reed flew right past him. Watch Ricky's. He goes up high. The front just washes out.
Just starts to turn and wedges. And
Team Kevin Windham, and I guarantee Windham's not going to be easy to pass. Look at that. Oh, shoulder to shoulder, and Carmichael.
Chad has about 5 solid lappers right in front of him.
Close. Pull the plug in the commercial. We're sticking with it. Here comes Carmichael.
And Carmichael pushing so hard, and that
board basically said he's coming. And so we'll see how Chad responds to Ricky Carmichael's pressure here. And then Ricky seems to get it all back.
He does, and let's watch the techniques in the whoops. See what Ricky elects to jump in, and he's able to carry the speed.
And Chad Reed, so it's going to slow him down, plays to the advantage of Carmichael. Do they move over quickly and let these guys resume the battle? Tyler Evans.
Base of that finish line jump. That's the second lap in a row that he's done that. He's got to keep his traction and forward momentum.
Chad, if he loses this race to Ricky, Ricky setting him up one more time. Carmichael dives down, has the line momentarily, but Chad comes right back. Oh my, the crowd is on their feet. Over 60,000 strong.
Looks like he has the speed.
Oh, he wanted
it.
He wanted to put the wheel in right there.
Carmichael's ready to make a real dive. This is where he made the pass earlier. And look at him going to the inside and just taking it.
Does it again. Chad Reed, does he have anything left for Ricky Carmichael? You've got the defending champ and the all-time winningest.
Winning for Ricky Carmichael seemed to send him into absolute turmoil. He was still cheery and happy to talk.
Your winner, Atlanta, Georgia, Ricky Carmichael, your champion. Unbelievable performance with this race we've seen all year. They touch hands and they respect each other. Question about
250 main event, and the gate is down. Pretty even start right across. It's an Oklahoma land rush, but it's in Florida. We're looking from on board with Ricky Carmichael.
Chad Reed getting out front, Michael Rocco second, actually Travis Preston in second, now Ricky Carmichael in third. So we're getting set up for a great main event, and here goes Ricky Carmichael.
Almost going down, a beautiful shame, looking a lot like St. Louis last week. That kid is so strong.
They're trying to run Reed down and make a mistake in the process. We've also seen him make mistakes out front. It's a pressure-filled situation.
Right as we saw Grant Langston go down, we saw Davey Millsaps go down. It's not always the fastest guy. A lot's going to happen. Let's watch this. Watch Ricky Carmichael manipulate this course.
We alluded to a little earlier, and you just can't do that on this racetrack. And if Chad can get a little bit of a flow going, relax just a little bit without having Carmichael reeling him in. Now, sorry, Brian, he's definitely found his rhythm, and I guarantee you Reed can feel that pressure. So it's kind of an Atlanta deal all over again.
You have been riding on board with Ricky Carmichael. Chad Reed is that dot in the distance. And fellas, I have to ask both of you, would you rather follow or lead at this point?
It's going to happen here pretty quick. Carmichael has definitely found his rhythm. He's definitely putting the pressure on. Chad can feel it, but that last lap, he held his gap. Carmichael looks a little shakier, actually, but he always does.
And I see what you're also doing here. You want to be the first guy through the lappers. You're saying the second guy. Why?
Well, what happens a lot of times is, the lap riders don't realize the leaders are coming up as fast as they are, and the blue flag comes out, and they don't get...
Coming up on him now, that's for sure. As Carmichael and Reed are on the same berm, and the distance between them you can see on the screen. On the clock, it's less.
Reed is making noise. The crowd is in it. This is the biggest challenge ever since Ricky's won this race that he's ever had.
Okay, let's just watch this for a lap. You don't need the commentator to see what's going on.
Chad couldn't leave the door open anywhere. He took the furthest inside line to that corner yet, because he could feel Ricky's pressure.
I have to tell you, folks, this is the best helmet cam I've ever seen. I can actually, it reminds me of when I used to ride. I just didn't go this fast. It's unbelievable how they're jumping side by side. These two guys, these are the best in the world right now, and they are hard.
Ricky almost going down inside line. He must have heard what I said.
Well, the one thing that you got to watch, because here at Daytona with this sand, you can't sit in someone's roost too long, because no matter how good your goggles are, and they run the laminate and tear off, you still can eat a lot of.
Yeah, he doesn't hesitate. Same with James Stewart. Both those guys, they never hesitate, and that pressure is so difficult to deal with. Rick, when I had you on me, or Bob Hanna, you were the only two guys that ever really bothered me that bad, and Chad has done an outstanding job at holding this pressure off. He's got a gap now because Ricky made a mistake trying to run this pace. Yeah. Watch Ricky's mistake. Probably going to get a little bit cross-rutted. That's what he did the first lap. Actually a little bit worse. That save right there doesn't surprise me at all, but what happened was he lost a lot of time. In third place, LaRocca was holding off Villeman, and Preston rounding out the top 5. We promise there's other riders in this race. This is just too good.
And we asked, of course, Greg White specifically asked Ricky Carmichael, when do you start racing points? Are we seeing that happen right now, or is he still on the card?
He will throw the title away because he wants to win this so bad. You know what's important? I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I'm going, if Chad Reed can win Daytona, that would be a huge upset.
What he does is he gets off of this, and he gets off rhythm a little bit, and he faces that jump. Loses a lot of time, but Ricky Carmichael's so strong, so physical, it really doesn't make that big of a difference.
His foot got caught and kicked back when he was going through a rut. And as he was going by, he was shaking his head. So not a good sign when a rider's shaking his head, right, fellas?
He's got such a huge gap to make up. It's going to take a major mistake from Chad Reed at this point, or some sort of a miracle from Ricky Carmichael, which was...
Oh, there's the mistake. It's not Reed, it's Carmichael that does it. He's got plenty of time to pick the bike up. Does he have enough to get it started? Is he going to get passed by anyone out there? LaRocca on the number 5 machine is the next man back, but he was still in second place.
Probably not going to have a rear brake either with all that plastic melting onto the disc. It's on the right side of the wheel, caught up in there. He's not going to give up second place, but they've got such a huge gap with the wind. I think he can kiss that goodbye now. Chad Reed has put him away.
Caught in his wheel. Take another look at what happened.
He starts to swap side by side, loses it, hits one of the hay bales, goes down, and then down hard on the asphalt. You can see the banner start to suck up into his rear wheel.
And as he comes around the last few corners, this crowd is going to erupt in a huge celebration. Chad Reed becomes only the 6th rider to win Daytona back-to-back, and he has done it here in front of a huge crowd, and you know how happy this young man is going to be.
Who didn't make the biggest one?
We can say it now, or I can ask the question, was this a must-win situation for Chad Reed?
I definitely think it was a must-win, and you can see, Ricky saying, hey, good job, you did it, but it was a big win for Yamaha, big win for Chad Reed. This was beating Ricky Carmichael in his backyard.
Everything's good, just a bummer. I felt, I had a good ride going, and I had what it took to follow Chad, but I just couldn't make it pass. He was good in areas, and I was good in areas, and I kind of settled in, and just kind of bided my time. But I waited a little bit too long, and I made a mistake, and he was a better guy tonight. I definitely got to give him a hand. He was he kicked the crap out of me tonight.
Yeah. All right, Debo, 20-lap main event. Here we go in Orlando. Ricky Carmichael with that first turn to throw an elbow. He stops on a dive, hugs the inside barrel, and man, out throw the whole shot. Wow, man. James Stewart leading Ricky Carmichael now. It looks like Windham back in third himself. James Stewart's nickname is Bubba, and there's a lot of Bubba fans in the stands. And chance like that, Ricky's just looking uncomfortable, kind of makes a mistake, but just like that, he just closed the gap all over James Stewart.
Well, they are the cream of the crop. There's no question about it. 250 Supercross. And now Reed closes in on Carmichael. Side is Chad Reed. Watch out. He's trying to set up on the inside. Oh, cases it right there. If he cases it hard.
Because all it did was clear his head. He thought about it, just got rid of everything that he was worried about after the heat race. Said, man, I just got to go out and focus on the fastest lines he needs to. And he goes down just like that. He drops the front end of the rut and just folds and he goes down. He drops the front end. There he is. He was blitzing down the middle through the rut. He drops and folds the front end. Just what I thought would not happen. I thought James would be able to settle into his pace. But right now, Ricky's trying to focus forward and go forward and go after Chad Reed because he's already reeled him in once this season. We saw it in Atlanta.
That win in Orlando will go to Chad Reed.
Go sideways. It's the 250 main from Pontiac.
Windham with a great jump out of the center.
Carmichael gets a good run on Chad Reed. They go to the triple together. Carmichael goes to the outside. Can he get around Reed? Not yet, but to the outside.
Watch to see if Bubba goes for the triple. Chad is blocking. Bubba going by Chad. Look at, oh!
Meanwhile, Ricky Carmichael gets the pass on Reed, so it's Windham, Voss, and Carmichael, your top three. Chad Reed, quite possibly the smoothest rider out there. And as soon as I say that, he opens the door just a little too much. And so Carmichael and Stewart have the best battle going right now, but I got to give props out to Kevin Windham. He checked out.
Bubba's down. This is quite a development here. Three monsters of Supercross all together. Way out of the picture right now. A full straightaway, hard and fast. And here comes Reed to the inside.
Whoa, Chad Reed with a very smooth pass brings Ricky. Kevin Windham, number 14 year leader, number 22 on board the Yamaha's Chad Reed, and number 4 on the Suzuki is Ricky Carmichael.
He's got the momentum.
Nice. Wyndham has the inside line. Kenny Holt closes in now on Chad Reed.
But Windham and Ricky had the good line of the whoops. You saw Chad tried to go into a different line to make the pass.
They both hit the triple at the same time. They come out even, but Kevin Windham once again has the inside line. He comes in tight. Hey, Chad Reed doing a fantastic job of holding off two of the best in the business. Reed this time goes to the inside, Windham to the outside, and this time I think Reed has the line. No to go. Reed stuck a wheel in there, and this time Reed has the corner, squares it off, gets the pass.
Even the Chad at the line can throw the block on him. This is the line that Kevin's been going to the inside of. Been consistent
up on Kevin Windham, number 14. Carmichael goes to the inside, and Carmichael gets the pass on Windham. Chad Reed just took a look over his right-hand shoulder just to check and find out if Ricky was there. He is. It's the Thunder from down under, dominating Pontiac for the 3rd year in a row. Chad Reed.
Ricky Carmichael showing him some there and getting right next to him on the triple. Ricky's got the line. Chad dives inside.
Ricky Carmichael goes for it again. You're looking on board.
Oh, it shuts him on the inside.
And see the turn. I mean, something very tough to do. And Reed, hey, tell me he doesn't want this. He put all the money in the bank and a no-footed candid to it. It's been 23 years since Suzuki has won an AMA Supercross Championship.
The people at TV, thank you all the fans, my sponsors. You guys are awesome. This is right here is what it's all about.
Tough here. You got to be consistent on all the options, especially the whoop.
250 main event from Las Vegas is off. Picking up the Butterfinger Chris Bolshot, and Kevin Windham is in 2nd place.
Team ECC Hall of Kevin Windham, who's going to go right to the front.
So Damon Huff, he is going to be out
there.
There
Go for it. And Reedy also dropping a bit in the whoops, although not dropped, but Keith Voss aboard that No Fear sponsored Yamaha is really moving right now. He's going to get his teammate.
Chad Reed using the flat track. Remember, he was in the X Games last with Keith Voss. It is Kevin Windham out in front, and he's got about a 120-yard lead over Chad Reed, under 4 seconds. In 2004, Chad Reed had 10 Supercross wins. In 2005, he only picked up 4. Well, here's the replay one more time. There's Tyler Evans, and there's Kevin Windham, and Windham goes down. It was.
Starts getting squirrely, and those whoops are very cupped out. I mean, he was catching Kevin Windham. Of course, you never know what could have or would have happened. And you get a big whip or maybe a knack here. There's the nap.
To the Thunder from down under, Chad Reed. goes out in style from Curry by way of New South Wales, Australia, now living in the States. Congratulations to Chad Reed, picking up the victory in Las